This is Victor Davis Hanson explaining that the fall of the Roman Empire was due to non Christian illegal immigrants crossing the Rhine and the Danube, much like illegals are crossing into America today.
There was no intrinsic reason why Rome needed to collapse or implode in the late 5th century AD, but it wasn't that the external threat was that great. They had done much better against much greater enemies like Hannibal for 600 years earlier, but at this particular point in their history, they didn't know what it was to be Roman. They didn't think it was any better than the alternative, so when they had these small, pretty managed...
So the Romans didn't know what it was to be Roman. Just like in America, we don't know what it's like to be Americans because we've lost our learning in civics. Our schools aren't following the law of Constitution Week and knowing the Constitution and having a program every year on the Constitution, making a big deal out of it, sort of like we do with 4th of July every year. So anyway, we have to agree what we agree on, and that is our founding documents, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Federalist Papers.
Threats like the Vandals, or the Visigoths, or the Ostrogoths, or the Huns, when they came across the Rhine and Danube, they were just panicked. They thought they could integrate them. They thought that they could teach them of the values of Christianity. They thought if they were Christian, they would be Italian Roman Christian.
So this is like Obama bringing over refugee Muslims, thinking that we can integrate them into our society and become Americans like our founding fathers were, Anglo or Christians, Judeo-Christian Americans with Christianity and Protestantism in every one of the 13 colonies' constitutions.
And that didn't turn out to be the case. And so when societies like ours, or any postmodern Western society, don't know what was the ingredients of their original success, or they don't appreciate that these values have to be renewed and strengthened, or that they don't have any link in the chain of Americanism or exceptionalism, they don't feel any affinity for the people at Iwo Jima or Okinawa or Gettysburg, then there's no law, Mark, in history that says you have an inherent right to exist forever. History's pretty mean. And
this is just like the football players that are kneeling. They think they have an inherent right to last forever until they know their founding and what it means to be an American. They are the weak link in the chain of our survival.
We don't believe that we're who we are, and I don't think most kids today or most adults are going to define what an American is or what America is, and there's no reason for it to continue if we don't believe it's better than the alternative. We're seeing that in the Middle East and this reaction that we're having. The suicide, we see it in Europe, but it's coming here too.
This is a daunting problem, though, isn't it? When you look at the academy, when you look at the culture, when you look at politics today, it's really all headed in the wrong direction, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's basically a group of very affluent, leisured people who feel that they're exempt from, as I said, the consequences of their ideology, and they've reached some kind of material nirvana that they don't really understand where their granite counters come from, where their beef that they buy in the store comes from, where their water, their electricity, all that's taken care of by sort of smelly, muscular people that live in places like Akron, Ohio, or Bakersfield. And we see them in California along the coast, and they're sort of like H.G. Wells's Eloy. They're very effete, refined people, and they do a lot of damage. They really do, because they always assume that this idea or this notion or this theory will make me feel so good about myself, and it makes so much perfect sense in the faculty lounge or a Malibu party, and if it doesn't work out well, these people deserve what they get.
Why do you think people like Peggy Noonan and Brooks and these other people were so easily bamboozled? Is it because they wanted to be bamboozled?
I think they have a particular value system that coastal corridor. They believe that a man or a woman is judged by the brand of the university they went, a Harvard degree in Obama's case. They value rhetoric over works or muscularity. So a guy like the Koch brothers or somebody who builds a real business or runs a 7-Eleven even, they don't admire as much of the degree from Harvard, even though it's much easier to get a degree from Harvard than it is to actually run a business. And so they have a very warped value system, and Obama, unfortunately for us, became their perfect storm. He was rhetorically astute. He didn't have the African American Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson experience that white liberals don't feel comfortable with. If his name had been what it used to be, Barry Dunham, it wouldn't have been so exotic. But Barack Hussein Obama just pushed all of their multicultural buttons, and then he had a blank slate, so they filled it in the way that they thought it should be filled in, and then demonized as racist anybody who begged to differ, that the evidence didn't support their, hope and change theory.
So Victor Davis Hanson has really hit the nail on the head almost every time he opens his mouth, and he's given us a warning about where we stand today and where we'll be tomorrow until we really understand who we are and start acting like Americans that live in the greatest country on earth.